Hello, bonjour my wine-loving friends, and welcome to your new Bonner Private Wines video where we learn here on this channel about wine together weekly. Tons of incredible wine content here brought to you by the best wine club in America. The world of wine can often feel like an exclusive club, and I've been part of it as a professional for 25 plus years. But prices can be really high and create a barrier to entry for many. However, if we look and if we know what to look for, the truth is that delicious, complex, even seemingly expensive tasting wines can be found without breaking the bank. And that's what we're looking at today. It's about knowing where to look and understanding the characteristics that contribute to perceived quality. In this video, we will explore 5 affordable wine styles, typically between $10 and $20, that punch well above their weight, offering really good value and a taste of luxury without the hefty price tag. 2 things that I'd like to do with you here in this video. First, watch the video and hear what my top suggestions are and tell me what you think about them, and then let me know your top picks for affordable wine options, especially select a region or an appellation that you love that makes great non-expensive options. Let us know in the comments and or upvote other people's suggestions in the comments. You drop a like on the comment or the suggestion that you prefer. This way I have a list of other affordable options and we can all share our best affordable wine options, and I will make another video with your top picks. So make sure you leave a comment and engage, and I'll discuss in the comments as well. But let's go and talk about 5 wines that are affordable without spending too much. And first, one of the most reliable regions overall in the world of wine for finding value-driven wines with complex flavors, loads of history, is the Loire Valley in France, because they're not all that famous, but they have really good quality. Specifically, you can look for a Muscadet. Muscadet, it be said in English, often overlooked. Muscadet wines made from the Melon de Bourgogne grape offer a remarkable freshness and a lot of minerality. They are typically very dry with high acidity and subtle saline notes, so a bit salty, reminiscent of the sea. A good Muscadet can exhibit flavors of citrus, a bit of green apple, and even a slight yeasty complexity from extended lees contact, which is a winemaking technique that we use in the winery, where we leave all the dead yeast in contact with the wine after fermentation. And this process adds a lot of texture and a lot of depth, often associated with more expensive white wines like in Burgundy. But Muscadet is nowhere near that sort of prices. Muscadet is a fantastic pairing white wine for seafood, further enhancing the perceived elegance. The key to finding a truly expensive tasting Muscadet is to look for those wines that are called sur lie, meaning on the lees, indicating that they have had that specific technique that gives them all that depth, the oily texture and the complexity. And they do taste extremely good, especially if you can find ones that are a little bit more aged for extended period of times on lees. Muscadet, very cheap, but so good on seafood and all your entrees. Muscadet is number 1. And outside of France, I'm French, but I do drink and enjoy other vinos. We must talk about the often underestimated Portuguese Vinho Verde, or Vinho Verde, I think they would say in Portuguese. While many associate Vinho Verde with slightly fizzy, sweet wines, there are many that are dry now and that are complex, because they know that they need to up their game in that region, because it has that really old school approach of making really light-bodied and not very interesting wines. But a lot of Vinho Verdes now are super interesting. They have a lot of fruit flavors like lime, grapefruit, green melon, alongside a distinctive minerality. Some producers are now experimenting as well with the similar lees aging technique as in Muscadet, adding texture and complexity. That adds a lot of depth, also combined with the inherent freshness and the vibrant fruit that can easily trick the palate into thinking it's experiencing a more expensive wine. So Vinho Verdes now are really affordable because their reputation is originally not that good, but if you can find some producers, ask at your local wine shop if they have a really good Vinho Verde, you might be actually surprised. And the story of those wines, if you look it up, is fantastic, and I'm sure your guests or your fellow wine-loving friends will be impressed by them as well. Really good, out of the box, out of the ordinary wine option here for white wines, Muscadet and Vinho Verde. I love them. Do you know them? Let me know in the comments. And shifting to red wines, of course, there's going to be a fantastic option, which is Beaujolais from France. They offer exceptional value and a delightful drinking experience made from the Gamay grape, which is a bit lighter in body than the Cabernets and all of the bigger wines. It's a little bit more like a Pinot Noir, but still a bit bigger. Fruit forward, often bursting with aromas of red berries, the cherries, and even a touch of spices as well. What sets Beaujolais apart and contributes to its perceived quality is its vibrant acidity and relatively low tannins, even though some vintages can be quite a lot bigger. So this combination makes the wines incredibly food-friendly and approachable. And because again that region comes from a reputation of wines that weren't previously all that complex, well, they come at a reasonable price. They can display surprising complexity, tons of aging potential as well, further enhancing the impression of a more expensive wine. You can age them as well. If you want to sell them for 5 years, 10 years, you're going to have even more depth and more bang for your bucks. You must look though for the Beaujolais crus, so the villages that produce the best examples like Morgon, Fleury, Régnier, or even one that has a similar name to mine, which is Julienas. All of the Beaujolais crus, those villages make fantastic examples. Delicious reds, for not too expensive. Some have become a little bit more expensive now because the region is really starting to shine globally with the quality of their wines, but many are still very affordable. And if we leave France again, yes, there's not only France, we need to look at Italy. Some Italian wines, many are really reputable and quite expensive, the Brunellos, the Barolos, but I love to look into Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, which offers a compelling combination of affordability and flavor. This red wine made from the Montepulciano grape, which is not the village in Tuscany, that's the grape. It has really soft tannins, juicy fruit flavors. The best examples, however, also display a depth and complexity that can rival some of the more expensive Italian reds. Montepulciano d'Abruzzo doesn't have a huge reputation, so the prices are pretty low, but many producers make a lot of efforts to bring all the complexity, the spice, the earthiness, the blackberry, the plum flavors out of their grapes and the expression of their own Abruzzo terroir. So they're not all that far off in depth and complexity to many of the more expensive Tuscan and wines from Piedmont. If I want to go with an affordable Italian wine that's going to really impress in a way for not a lot of money, lots of fruit, lots of spices, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo is a go-to Italian wine for me. And if we go back to a white wine that you need to know about, and even looking beyond Europe, we need to look into South Africa and the famed Chenin Blanc grape. This is a grape that they borrowed from the Loire Valley. It's originating and it's delicious in the Loire Valley, but they've really adopted it for a very long time in South Africa. I believe they used to make some distilled alcohol out of it. So they used to produce a ton of Chenin Blanc for very cheap that they used to distill, but now they make those Chenin Blancs into delicious white wines. So they're very affordable wines because they planted a ton of them in history, but now they work with those grapes expressing their own terroir. So they have a lot of minerality, tons of citrus, ton of stone fruits, a lot of tropical fruits as well, because it's quite a bright and warm climate that they have. So complexity, texture, Chenin Blanc has many different facets, and it changes incredibly, it changes a lot based on the terroir and the growing conditions. So in South Africa, you're going to find really affordable examples and wines that can be extremely complex. You need to look for Chenin Blancs, particularly from regions like Stellenbosch or the Swartland, more premium appellations to get a bit higher quality, generally speaking. But again, ask your local wine shop if they have some Chenin Blancs from South Africa and give them a try. I'm sure you will find some that are sophisticated, that taste very sophisticated, much higher quality than you'd anticipate looking at the price tag. Chenin Blanc from South Africa. In conclusion, finding affordable wines that taste expensive is entirely possible with a little research, exploration and knowledge. And here I've just given you a fair bit of knowledge and a fair bit of clues on where to explore. If you've made it this far, well, thank you so much. You're my hero, and it means that you're very serious about learning more about wine. So we would all love to hear what are your go-to wine styles, regions and appellations that are quite affordable and that taste consistently good and above the price tag. And make sure to upvote all the comments that you find interesting as well. Again, if there's enough good options and upvotes, I promise I'll make a video about your choices, because I want to give you more and more information, more wine regions to explore. Please subscribe, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It helps our community and this channel grow. Also share it on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp for your WhatsApp friends and everywhere else, so we get more and more people involved. Thanks for watching. Speak with you in the comments, and I will see you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Cheers.